In order to not haul the heavy cooler in and out of the hotel every evening and every morning, my husband has rigged up this little 12-volt battery to charge the battery in the cooler at night so that it can stay in the car and it can keep the food cold and frozen. The hotel room and the breakfast was preferred at this Hampton Inn versus the Holiday Inn Express that we had stayed at in Tennessee the night before. It was 8:10 in the morning and 72 degrees and sunny outside when we packed up and headed to the car to get loaded up and hit the road again.
Ah, bright sunshine.
We have really been loving this cargo box on the back of our car. It's worked out perfectly for our needs. The only complaint we have about the setup is not about the box. It's actually about the Honda Pilot that we have now. Our old Honda Pilot, the glass would flip open in the back, and in this one it does not. So anytime we need something from the trunk, we have to actually swing that cargo box out of the way and then open the whole trunk tailgate. It would be so nice if that glass just popped open. It would save us many trips of swinging that box open and closed. We refilled the gas tank and we're ready to hit the road for day 3 of our 24-day road trip. As we left Marion, Arkansas, headed west on Route 40, we saw fields and fields and fields, as far as the eye could see going back off the highway, of solar panels. I know some people like them, some people don't, but since we are completely off-grid back at our home using solar, it was neat to see. We don't see fields quite that big on highways, at least where we drive in Virginia yet. We do see them on some of the country roads, some big fields, but there just isn't as much land in the heavily populated areas to have big solar fields like that. So that was neat to see something that expansive right on the highway. Today's total drive goes from Marion, Arkansas to Campbell, Texas, which is a bit east of Dallas on Route 30. In total, it's about a 5 to 6 hour drive, and everyone's getting used to considering that a short driving time. Once we're settled into the car in the morning and we've had some family reading time and all of my co-pilot duties are done for now, everyone can enjoy whatever quiet activities they have to work on. There's audiobooks, there's physical books, there's cross-stitching for me and one of my other daughters. They have some movies they can watch as we go. And we just sit back and let the miles go by. We see the interesting sights. We see very interesting vehicles. I'll show you one coming up. But every 90 minutes to 2 hours, we stop to stretch our legs, get a little jogging in, use the restroom, get gas if we need to. This rest stop, I think it was a little south of Arkadelphia, Arkansas, was completely empty. Other than a few truckers, we were the only people there the whole time. It was kind of weird. It was like a ghost town to rest stop. My husband says this is the best road trip hack ever. We brought a heating pad and we have it plugged into our solar generator so he can use that whenever he wants to when his back starts to hurt. The kids have really enjoyed seeing the different military convoys and their vehicles that we've passed in Tennessee and Arkansas and even some in Texas. But this next vehicle is going to be the most memorable, we think, of the trip. It looks like these people packed their entire house onto this van. We were very impressed with the amount of cargo they had, and we wonder how packed it was inside. The view as we drive is starting to look more significantly different than in Virginia. There are not big tall trees crowding the highways. It's a lot flatter as we drive, and the sky is starting to look bigger. Gavin and I have flown into Texas twice in the last 2 years to go to Sulphur Springs and visit E.G. Ford and Signature Solar for some different solar stuff. And on this road trip, since it was on the path, we wanted to stop here with the kids also and take them to see the little town of Sulphur Springs and the cute things we have told them about when we've gotten back from those trips. We arrived about 2 p.m. And the first thing we did was eat lunch at this little Mexican restaurant that we just find delicious and quaint. And we've eaten here all 3 times now that we've come to this little town. And then 2 doors or 3 doors down, there's the Magic Scoop, which is an ice cream shop. And they sell non-dairy fresh scooped ice cream as well as regular ice cream. And so we were excited to get to have that for dessert. And afterwards, you just walk across the little street to this very pretty park they have. And the big thing we wanted to show them were these glass bathrooms. So from the outside, it's a mirror and it just looks like a square mirror. But when you go inside, it's a public restroom with one-way glass. So you can see out and no one else can see in. Do you think you would be able to go to the bathroom in a public square in a building like this? I can tell you that I have not. On the 3 times that we've come, I have not felt the need to use the bathroom in there. But the rest of the square is really pretty. They have these water fountains here for kids. Of course, it's Texas, so most of the year I'm sure it's hot enough for them to enjoy that. But on the back side of the square, they have a memorial set up, and I just wanted to show you around. After lunch and taking a little walk, we picked up some water and fresh fruit from the local grocery store in Sulphur Springs. And then we swung by and showed the kid the signature solar buildings before we headed over to our Airbnb about 20 minutes away in Campbell, Texas. This was a cute little place in the middle of a ranch. So they had this gate you had to get through, and then there was a second gate that was around the actual metal building that was the Airbnb. So you could see cows and horses all around. This home is 2 bedroom, 1 bath, and it was super clean and tidy. And we loved just about everything about it, other than the fact that they had overpowering fragrance plugins in every room. So the first thing we did was take all those out, put them in the linen closet, and open all the windows. And we left them all open for several hours and had fans going, trying to air the place out. But you can't really get rid of that stuff quickly. We could tell that when we left the next morning, our clothing and everything about us still smelled like that chemical smell. Airbnbs, please stop putting that stuff in your houses. This is the second one we've stayed at that had that scent. We ate dinner, and I also took advantage of the chance to do laundry. This was my first time using a 2-in-1 washing machine. It was interesting. It did an okay job. I didn't like how well it dried stuff, though. We took the time to play everyone's favorite card game, and then we sat out and enjoyed watching the sunset. To end the evening, we had a family movie night using the streaming service VidAngel, which can edit the content of the movies for you. We introduced our kids to a classic from our childhood, The Karate Kid.